Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. As always, I am your host, Fearless Floyd. Today is Thursday, November 14th, 2024, and I have the honor and pleasure of bringing Jeff Rahm back to the show. I know you're all excited. Let me feel that. There we go. All right, Jeff is backstage getting prepared to do the show for you guys. I just want to go over a few things. I just did a video 20 minutes ago about Dr. Ed Group, who has been nominated to join Robert F. Kennedy's team at the Health and Human Services. The description's in the below of that video, so go over to any one of my platforms, pick that video up, go vote for Ed, throw your support behind somebody who's actually going to go look into all those, you know what I'm talking about. I did a show yesterday at noon with the Mushroom Ladies. Apparently, one of us, the three of us, had some violation of YouTube policies pursuant to the World Health Organization, because those are the mandates that they have adopted as their criteria for that specific topic. So they didn't give me a strike and, ban me for 2 weeks. They just pulled it down as a warning. So I'm trying to re-edit the video and get we don't even know what we said. That's the whole problem. We're very careful about what we said in the video, but we'll have them back on. We'll do another video. If you don't know anything about the mushrooms, descriptions below. fearlessfloydpets.com is that website. Matter of fact, let me get the banner cranking. I believe this has all the information in it. Oh, no, that's the other one. I made a new one. Sorry. That one's the new one. So anyway, if you don't know anything about the mushrooms for people as well as pets and livestock, they have a whole line of products. I will start profiling them one by one as I get them. I might do something solo with Kristen, something solo with Diana, just some quickies that we could just review each product. That way there's a video telling you all about it, the ingredients, the effectiveness as a supplement that doesn't cure anything. And we'll leave it at that, YouTube. Thank you. So y'all go check that out. Definitely the mushroom therapy. If you want to email me, that's fearlessfloydpets@gmail.com. And you'll be talking directly with the Mushroom Ladies. They will answer all your emails. So if you have any technical questions specific to a product or usage, send them an email and they will get you. I mean, you're talking to the experts with them directly, which is really, really cool. Very proud and honored to be a part of that team with them. So don't forget to go vote for Ed. Have the everything in below. Let me get over here and show you a couple of videos. Come on. I know you didn't. And then he went to Epstein Island. No, I'm kidding. He didn't want it. All right. And I just want to show you this for a perfect reason, okay? Because there's this guy out there in social media called Phil G, or Phil Godlewski, all right, who claims to be in the intelligence community with the United States, and he's part of this special team, and they do all this clandestine stuff, and the intel that he's giving you is from that and part of that. So let's just go listen to a little something about, something, and we're going to hear something. Y'all ready?
CIA officer has been arrested and charged with leaking highly classified documents about a potential Israeli strike on Iran. Asif W. Rahman, who worked overseas with a top secret clearance, was detained by the FBI in Cambodia. The arrest follows leaked files circulating online last month that revealed Israel's apparent plans to retaliate against Iran after an October 1st missile attack. The top-secret documents, prepared by the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, reportedly included satellite imagery and details about the types of missiles Israel could deploy. These documents were supposed to be restricted to U.S. officials with high-level clearance and members of the Five Eyes Intelligence Alliance, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and the UK. Rahman's security clearance allowed him access to sensitive information like this, making his leak a significant breach. The FBI, which began investigating last month, stated it was working closely with our partners in the Department of Defense and intelligence community to track down the source. Rahman is now facing 2 serious counts: willful retention and transmission of national defense information. He is being transported to a federal court in Guam where he will face the charges.
For more stories like these, be sure to subscribe to the New York.
That's what I tell you, folks. Phil G is not giving you real intel. If he was, that's what would happen to him. So y'all be aware of these scammers and grifters and cons, and then these other platforms and social media superstars who live on every word. And then if you say anything against Phil G or Phil Godlewski, you're kicked out of that group or that channel or whatever for just telling the truth. People hate the truth. I don't understand why. I'm very transparent about what I do and how I do it, and I do things for a reason. All right, let me get over here to the next video for you guys, and this is a short one as well. It's only 2 minutes long. Come on, stop. Dang it. You had all these queued up without commercials, and of course they all reset. Skip. All right. I love to pick on my hometown and hometown corruption. It doesn't get any dumber than this, folks. So here we go.
Houston defense attorney just appeared before a judge less than an hour ago.
Yeah, he's the latest attorney to be accused of smuggling drugs to a client in the Harris County jail. Anieli Ruiz live outside the jail tonight. Anieli, the latest arrest here in a crackdown on drugs and contraband flowing into the jail.
Well, that's right. 2 of the 3 people charged were just in court moments ago. We were able to learn more details about what exactly happened. Now, according to court documents, they passed these drugs into the jail in February and April of this year. Now, take a look. This is the attorney who was just arrested, 39-year-old Hunter Hayes Simmons. The second person arrested was 40-year-old Tanisha Butler. They're both being charged with engaging in organized criminal activity and a prohibited substance in a correctional facility. He's the 3rd attorney to be arrested since the sheriff started cracking down on drugs and contraband.
Hold on. Did she just say when the sheriff decided to start cracking down on drugs and contraband? When did they stop? Let's rewind the tape.
He's the 3rd attorney to be arrested since the sheriff started cracking down on drugs and contraband.
You heard that right, folks. Okay? When I tell you about fraud and corruption, y'all think I'm kidding, huh? Admitted in public, on TV, and nobody says a word.
In the jail last year. And according to the sheriff's tweet earlier today, he said this was part of the security division and human traffic team and warrants division. Now, in court, the judge said they have documents of over 10 pages long, and it details a phone call on how this all occurred. Take a listen.
Going to the jail by means of having legal documents or some type of documents go into the jail that were laced or dipped in some type of controlled substance, and that occurred. And the detention officer deputies were able to recover those items.
Now, their bond tonight is set at $75,000 each. We're told that substance, according to right now what we heard in court, it was some kind of synthetic cannabis. Now, I have reached out to Simmons' office for comment, but have not heard back. And by the way, the third person being charged in this case is a 22-year-old Joshua Joven Piper. He's set to appear in court later on tonight. Of course, we're hoping to get that information from his court appearance as well. Reporting live, Anayeli Ruiz, KHOU 11 News.
Yeah, I love to pick on my hometown and point out that fraud and corruption where it is. Y'all should remind me that I need to tell y'all a story about when I went to 301 San Jacinto Street jail on the 5th floor and tell you that horror story. Yeah, y'all don't know the half of it. All right. Jeffrey, can you hear me? Are you ready to go back there? And he looks like he's adjusting his... Oh, he's putting on lipstick and makeup. No, I'm kidding. And with that introduction, folks, we'll bring out the infamous, the often sought after by all the hotties, Jeff Rahm.
Hi,
There he is, folks.
Hi, Floyd.
How you doing, sir?
Good.
Good. All right. Well, here we go, folks. Fasten your seatbelts.
Oh boy.
Jeff,
Well, gosh, that kind of raises the bar. I did a lot of work last night, and came up with old dates and new dates and future dates, and what's happened, where we've been, and where we're going. But I don't know where it went. So let's just roll off the top of my head. Okay. Biggest news is I've been telling you forever that the Brunson brother case has been decided. If you want to look for yourself, I actually found it on the SCOTUS webpage the other day. I don't know how long it's been up, but it's on the webpage. They're holding back the announcement for a good reason, and you can all imagine that reason has got to be that, gosh, you declare Trump's back in the office right away, and that everything Biden and the cronies did is all null and void. Every executive order, every law he passed, every deal he made is all null and void. So, it's a very big announcement that that would really rock the boat. Now, why are they doing it? Well, one, because Trump won in the 2020 election, and it's just fair is fair. Two, there's talk that amongst the community that they're planning to get Joe to step down and get Kamala to step up as president now, and then try to assassinate Trump. So they're allegedly. Well, that's what they're saying. Allegedly, that's what they're saying the plan is.
Well, yeah, no. When you say that, because of YouTube terms and conditions, you have to say allegedly.
Well, okay, allegedly.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the plan.
We know what you're talking about.
Kamala to step up, Joe to step down, and then some sort of an assassination attempt on President Trump. So, I don't know if you've noticed, but they're very friendly and very happy. Oh, congratulations! Yes, let's welcome Trump aboard. Oh, yeah, great. Something's totally wrong with that. What's wrong with that is what it just says. They're gonna try to slip Kamala under the door, get Joe out of there, and then just knock off Trump. So they're being nicey as if it's a great thing, and we're gonna welcome him in and try to work with him and all that. That's all bullshit. Anyhow, so Trump's going to be back in office before January 20th. I've always said that. I didn't know what the timing was, but I can tell you now that Brunson Brothers is at the forefront of the news, and they have made the announcement, or they have made the decision long ago. You can now find that decision that 2020 election fraud is on the Supreme Court website. Go to the SCOTUS webpage and look for yourself. I found it there the other day. Because I knew, Floyd, you were going to say, well, you don't know and you're not sure. Let's see what's going to happen. So I went looking first. and
Yeah.
it's there on the webpage. So it's official. When are they going to announce it? I don't know. But should be soon because they want to put Trump in there and not give these guys time to set up for some sort of Kamala swap and some sort of a assassination. And then they went on to say that there's actually multiple assassins, professional assassins in the United States now, not some government schlep, the fall guy that they put on a rooftop, but real assassins that are military trained from other countries are here. And that's not good. So
You do know that the U.S. Attorney's Office here in Houston, Texas, just did a press conference in which they popped a guy here in Southwest Houston with ties to ISIS who was planning on doing a domestic terrorist act in Houston, Texas.
no, I didn't know.
That was hour and a half ago. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
say there's like 16 or 8 of them here in the United States that have been imported from other countries. Professionals, not just crazy guys that run around guns that'll do it, but actual trained professionals, military trained guys, 3-letter agency trained guys. Are they crazy? Probably, but hey, there's real ones here. Okay,
Right.
moving on. So Brunson Brothers, Trump will be back in office before 2020. I mean, before January 20th. The other big news is that the FEMA, the military arm of the federal government, the bad guys side of the federal government, tried to do a coup. They were preparing to do a coup. And in Michigan, they took over a military base. They moved in 350 trucks, 30,000 troops, and it was under the guise of quote unquote combat training. Now, let's keep in mind, what does FEMA stand for? Federal Emergency Management, right? Since when does a emergency management arm of the government need to do combat training? I thought that's why we had our own military and guys like Marines and Army and Navy. Those are the guys that do your fighting. Why would FEMA say they're doing combat training? When does FEMA ever go into combat? Ever? Well, that's what it says. That's their excuse. That's what they published. So I got a call about 4:30 in the morning last night from Merlin, and he woke me up to tell me that the Marines have wiped it out, that they are gone. Now, apparently they were tipped off. So a lot of them escaped up in Canada, and a lot of the vehicles escaped up into Canada, but a lot of them got whacked by the U.S. Marines, and that's a fact. So the coup was thwarted, and moving on, FEMA, they just keep getting more and more special. FEMA's now being told from above to, for the victims in North Carolina, if they're helping them at all, or the victims in Florida, if they're helping them at all. We're helping, right? We're from the federal government. We're here to help. But if they're helping them at all, don't help the people that had Trump signs on their front yard. So they arrested one of the underlings, and the underling said, "Look, I'm not going down alone. This is what they told us to do up at the top of the pile, at the head." Other cool news is Trump's just set the world on fire with the number of people that he's hiring for the upcoming. But one of the things that people are really upset about is some of the people that Trump is supposedly hiring, are really bad picks. Why would he do that? They're screaming and hollering. Well, in a lot of cases, you have to keep in mind that if a politician is still a politician and working as a governor, or a senator, or a congressman in any capacity, Trump can't fire him. But if Trump brings him onto his team and he's now part of the Trump team, now Trump can walk up and fire him, and now he's not a politician anymore. Now he's not on the Trump team. He's not inside. So it's sort of a Trojan horse where they're leading them in, and they're accepting these positions all over the place. And boom, you're no longer a politician. You're fired. and probably arrested. So the bad ones that he can't get rid of, they're backdooring, and that's been happening all over the place. Also, I think they said Waltz or somebody really horrible that Trump was trying to nominate. Again, they're just trying to get rid of these guys. So that's just another backdoor to do it. I had 2 pages prepared, so I guess we could move on to RV potential dates. One was supposed to be last Tuesday. Why did it happen? Who knows? But my understanding is that the Iraqi dinar has been given the green light. We got a scare yesterday that it was on the Forex. It was briefly and then went off. And then what else? The country itself can't survive. I mean, in many opinion, Iraq has been hanging it out there for so long. They're dying. They're just, they got to get it on. And we know that the people, Sudani, who is the prime minister of the country, Sudani better get it done, or those people will burn him out of his house in the middle of the night. I mean, they don't, you jerk them around for this long, and they're starving, and their kids are starving, and they keep saying tomorrow. On one of these days, you got a problem of burning your house down in the middle of the night. Sudani knows it. So Iraq looks like they got to get it done. It looks like they're really trying, and it looks like the green light's been given from the U.S. side and from the Iraqi side. But I didn't see it happen on Tuesday. So what's the next date, Jeff? Next date would be the 20th of this month, which I think is what, next Wednesday? There we go. Next Wednesday. The 20th is another one. I don't know why. I mean, I get given all these dates and they tell me why. It's so often wrong, or should I say always, every single time ever, that I sort of stopped just listening to the, well, here's why, I'm facing north, my favorite color is blue, and my sister, whatever. So another trigger date, the 20th. Final trigger date that I'm aware of is December 10th. And that came from Sudani saying that by December 10th of this year, next month, Sudani said that by the 20th, it absolutely had to be done, that everything had to be completed by. Well, if that's the case, and he wants that to be true, they need to get their butts moving now. And so I understand that they're gonna. So trigger dates, who knows? But there's a few high probability dates. A lot of the bloggers are on there saying it's done. Okay, pay me. I'm going to leave Elizabeth alone, but my invitation, Elizabeth Rodriguez Ruiz. Mom, hi, Mom. I'm doing my show. I love you. Can I call you back?
Yeah.
Bye. Sorry.
Yeah, just wait on Elizabeth. You and I need to talk before you say anything.
Okay, I was just going to say, the invitation's still open to meet, but I don't,
Yeah, absolutely. Carry on.
That was all I was going to say. Still, happy to talk about it, but I don't really have much to say. People keep asking me about the Rodriguez estate. Well, about all the estates. They're all sitting there in preparation and or readiness and waiting for the go. But, there's not a whole lot to, as an asset manager, there's not anything to manage. Money's not loose. As far as the trusts are all concerned, they're all sitting there ready and waiting. What else? I was told that by the end of this week, that currency sales were going to stop at the currency trading locations. Any place you go to buy your currency, wherever that is, you Google it, and there's 1,000 places. I'm told that they're going to lock it down and stop selling currency. This Friday will be the last day they're selling currency. So I'm told. Is it true? I don't know. But that would strongly suggest that next week is go time. Because that's the only way they could keep people from double dipping is to lock it down and say no more sales. Now, you might say, well, why don't they just lock in the rates? Well, then everybody would know what the upcoming rates are. I don't think they know them all yet, but certainly the first basket they've been working on. But when they lock down currency sales so that the people that are making money on the first basket are not running out and buying, huge amounts in the second basket and the third basket. It's considered double dipping. So to stop that from happening, they just stop the currency sales at all the dealers, which, is a smart way to go about it, I guess. So that's this Friday. So if you were going to buy some more currency, get your Friday paycheck and get it. Just in the event that maybe they do shut it down. EBS is still on deck. They tried this coup by setting up a military base inside, right in Michigan, right there. And there's still a lot of them loose, and that they fled up into Canada. There's still a big fight to be had here. Not only, for the election fraud, but, in 2 years, you got the same problem again. You got the voting machines that allegedly are crooked, all of them. And then there's the people that are allegedly crooked, and the polling locations allegedly crooked. And there's a lot of evidence of that. So, we got to get the grip on that. So the plan is to go to blockchain technology, which will probably be used, Starlink satellite system, probably going to use blockchain and probably going to do it through Starlink. So all of this unnecessary polling goes away. No more voter fraud, zero. No more mail-in ballots, no more, millions of dollars spent shutting down schools and having all these people out at polls and polling locations and polling judges and oversight. All that stuff goes away. It'll all be blockchain from your computer or from your phone using blockchain technology, and only you will have access to it. So keep in mind, the new banking system is that the Starlink satellite system up in the sky, all 1800 satellites that you can see with the naked eye, by the way, on a good clear day, especially when the sun goes down, you can see the satellites with your naked eye. Kind of look like UFOs going by one after the other. But anyway, new banking system. You look like you were going to say something. But the new banking system is your savings account or your bulk money keeping location is in the Starlink cloud. And your checking account is now what you use banks for down on the ground. Boutiques, student loans, car loans, personal loans, petty cash stuff will all still be done down at the banking level. But big bulk storage of funds will be done up in the cloud. What else we got?
That's it. I've been over here searching for the Brunson case, and again, I go by what's on the record. I don't listen to stories and rumors and any of that. I go look at the record because that's the only thing that matters. And I think you know that. So let me show you what I found. And this is just what I found doing my own little research. I have a subscription to Pacer, which is the U.S. government courts case locator or party locator. And I did a search for Lloyd Brunson right there. There's Lloyd and then Brunson. These are the three cases that popped up. Brunson versus Adams, Brunson versus Adams. You see these are coming out of Utah. These are the dates they're closed. If these cases were reopened by any one of these justices or judges on the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals, or even in the U.S. District Court, this would be open. There wouldn't be no date closed. So let's go look at Raylan. And I will show you Raylan.
All right, I'm I'm sending you what I could pull.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
and
here's Waylon Brunson. And as you see, all these cases are closed. Here's the latest one, Brunson versus Sotomayor. Brunson versus Sotomayor et al., which means there's more than one defendant. And that was closed in 23.
I just sent it to you, a pretty good article that you could post up there too.
All right. Do you email it?
Yeah.
All right.
I sent it to, that I won't say it, but Fearless Floyd.
Okay. Yeah. Waiting for it to get here at yahoo.com. The Fearless Floyd Show at yahoo.com. There it is.
Yes, the.
Yeah.
I didn't know I missed that one. Sorry.
Yeah, The Fearless Floyd Show everywhere. All right. Let me share the screen. And Brunson case. Breaking news. Trump set to return to the White House before January 20th. The Brunson decision is spoken. Breaking news. Donald Trump. I don't know if I can make this any bigger. No. Donald Trump will officially return to the White House before January 20th. The long-awaited Brunson decision has paved the way for his reinstatement, backed by a Supreme Court ruling and military support. Civil unrest may follow, but Trump's comeback marks the beginning of a new era for America. Stay tuned as history unfolds. Senate roll, Trump returns. Brunson decision, Trump will be officially put back into office for January 20th. Great American Revival. It has no sightings that I see of, no links to case numbers, courts. By Medea Greer of AMG News.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who she is. I don't know what AMG News is.
She's smoking hot.
Probably.
She's smoking hot. AMG has tons of stuff. Oh, she's brilliant.
But she doesn't have any facts to support it up. They're all, allegations, I hate to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you were asking me who she was. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. I mean, I just watched Dr. Scott on Mark Z sit here and say that the Utah court judge for the 10th Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals reversed his prior ruling and ordered the clerk to submit summons on 386 defendants. That order would be in those cases. Those cases would reopen. They wouldn't be closed. And you would be able to go in and pull up that order and look at it in Pacer. That's what Pacer's all about. Let me show you. What's the latest one? This one right here. Let me go open this up for you so you can see it for yourself, Jeff.
Oh, I don't disbelieve you. While we were talking about it, I was trying to pull up some articles. That one popped up. Thought it was a good one.
Here it is. The General Docket, 10th Circuit Court of Appeals. You see when it's docket, you see how it termed. Here's the case, Brunson versus Sotomayor et al. Civil, USA is a party. Here's the judge, Howard C. Nielsen Jr., U.S. District Judge. So that would be at the district court level. And then here's all the events. This is from October 2023. Here's the latest one. Supreme Court order denying petition for rehearing. Supreme Court order dated 5/28/24 denying certiorari. Petition for writ of certiorari filed. What did I tell everybody? When a mandate issues, that's a final judgment. Boom. Final judgment. Mandate. You want me to whip out the Black's Law Dictionary and read what a mandate is to you guys? Or will you just take my 2 years or 2 decades of practicing law as a pro se litigant? And I will go pull up Lloyd's latest case, which was this one.
What did I do with that?
And here's Brunson versus Adams right here. And y'all see when it was timed out, July 2023. Robert Shelby, Chief U.S. District Judge. So this judge is over the entire district court in that region, all the courts right here. U.S. District Court for the District of Utah, Salt Lake City. He's the chief judge. So here's everything filed, and this is what they're talking about. A Rule 11 petition for writ of certiorari. Rule 11 is a Supreme Court rule that, and they ask you this question on every writ of certiorari. If you're in prison, you're going to file a writ of certiorari. You write it used to be William K. Souter, who's the clerk for the United States Supreme Court. I've written that guy hundreds of times. So they will send you a writ of certiorari template petition that you fill out. In there, they ask you a question. Is this a issue that, how they phrase it, that's is such magnitude of public interest that the court should accept that petition and adjudicate it? And that's why I tell everybody, it's so difficult to get to the United States Supreme Court. Once you get there, all the bullshit you have to go through to get there. And then when you get there, they only review 10% of the cases that are submitted. That's not the fair administration of justice. So right here, Supreme Court order dated 8/21/2023, denying petition for rehearing. Mandate issued. That's a final judgment, folks. Put a fork in it. End of story. So you can get these people up here who are not attorneys, are not published in the law books, have never litigated on their own on every level, on everything, which means a civil, criminal, appellate, post-conviction on the state and federal level, writ of certiorari, United States Supreme. I've done all that multiple times. So this is what I tell you when y'all sit here and want to tell me that they've already decided the Brunson case, and it's nowhere in existence that somebody can go, oh, yeah, there it is right there.
You're done. We're done 6 months ago.
Where's it at? Where's it at? You know, that we just want to see some facts, Jeff. I mean, that's all it is. Anybody can write a good story.
It's in a back room behind a closed door.
Well, I just listened to I guess it was Lloyd Brunson. Dr. Scott played a clip on Mark Z, and he said that, yeah, it was the only case ever accepted by the United States Supreme Court by a pro se litigant under Rule 11. And that may be a fact, but you still have to get over that hurdle anyway to get your petition submitted and reviewed. And it hasn't been reviewed. They've stuck a fork in it. I'm just looking at the facts, folks. I go dig where the facts are, where they should be. You should be able to go right here. Let me show you here. And some of you already have, and you've already expressed exactly what I'm fixing to show you. You go to the Supreme Court and you look up docket files, and you can pull up the Brunson cases, and they're both decision date. That's a wrap. That case is done.
Another good email I just sent you with regard to Jack Smith, the prosecutor for Trump. It basically, it says he was sent to Gitmo, allegedly. I just sent you the article.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was another eye opener.
Where's he at? That one. This one's you sent me something else. You sent me the one on FEMA.
Maybe it's still coming. Mary and John. Let's see. It says Deep Stater Jack Smith convicted of treason and executed at Gitmo. So sent to Fearless Floyd. Sent. It should pop up.
Here you go. I got it now.
But what was I just saying? 10,000 people just reminded me I can't hear
You want to go through some questions real quick?
Sure.
Let's get over to those. And we're going back to Phil Godlewski, Kevin. This was at the top of the show before Jeff even came on.
Was it Phil?
Yeah. When you were digging for your stuff. Talking about Phil, how to get such a clearance. He's a former high school baseball coach.
I thought he allegedly he got caught with some like 14-year-old girls or something.
It was a 15-year-old girl he groomed whose boyfriend had committed suicide.
Oh.
That was at the school he was at. So, yeah. And I wouldn't have a problem with it if he just come out, and admit it. Say, yeah, I groomed her. I had sex with her. It is what it is. And, I've outgrown that, hopefully.
Nice guy.
Oh, yeah, he's wonderful. So, no security clearances for Phil G. How's the progress on my home going? Awesome question, because I actually was, kind of concerned myself since it's the 14th. So I called the contractor and he told me that he talked to the owner yesterday and they were still waiting to hear something back from the insurance company. So I'm still in stupid ass limbo with a garage full of furniture and an empty first floor waiting on these guys. And it sucks. Because I was explaining this to Jeff. I've got a garage, but when I moved to the third floor, I've got files everywhere. They're all scrambled now because when I needed something, they were, they weren't in the drawers. They were just stacked. So the stacks got unstacked, stuff got moved around. It sucks. And I really don't want to have to go in there, spend a day going through all that, reorganizing it, and then have to move everything back in here or do something even different than that. So I'm still in limbo. Hopefully they say they're going to get it done before Thanksgiving. I'm hopeful, but it is what it is. Dave Cook, do I make stealth trusts? What's your definition of a stealth trust? And then we can go from there. So leave that in the comments or just hit me up, ferrisfloodshow@yahoo.com. Do you have info on the pain dots? Yeah. That's what these are.
Yeah.
So I just got these today. I just opened up the pack. So if you get some, they'll probably come in this envelope. Looks like this. And I haven't even opened them up and read them. I read the instructions. So I don't know that much about the whole thing. I'm still learning. So I will know more once I figure all that out. I will come on and do just a video with them, but they need to be able to handle the influx of new customers and volume. I don't want them to get overloaded, burned out. Everything needs to happen in a timely manner. So that's what's up on those. They don't really have a name yet, like a brand name. So that's something we're working on, something I've been thinking about too. So Jeff, I know you have a brilliant mind. Floyd, let's pull it up and you can walk us through it. Yeah, I just did that with the Brunsons. Jeff, don't you think Trump's appointments are early? Yeah.
No, Trump's a workaholic. I mean, even his staffers when he was president said they couldn't keep up with him. They had to sleep and he just kept going. So it's of no surprise that any president should be paving the way for his upcoming performance. So, a lot of these people, you got to pick them, you got to talk to them, you got to hear back from them. They have to formally announce the request, formally announce that they've accepted. There's a lot of moving parts. So no, it seems early to us, but to a guy that's got to, pick a couple hundred people and got to get their responses and got to go to contract and it's a lot of work.
Thousands. Yeah, it's thousands on that initial staff. Yeah, it's like, I forget what the number was. I just want to say 2,800 off the top of my head. Just first day you've got to have in place. Otherwise, you're short-staffed immediately. So you have to comprehend that they're making the selections early so they can get feedback from mainstream media, the public, their own constituency, Congress as well. how receptible some of these names are that they've thrown out there. And as we know, they are having a tizzy about Tulsi Gabbard and Matt Gaetz. So let me ask you this, because this was brought up on Mark Z. I think they mentioned that Trump had never said anything about Treasury Secretary. Well, I did see a post today, and I don't know how true it is, but it was a screenshot of one of Donald Trump's posts, I believe in X, where he thanked Jamie Dimon for his service, but he was not going to be in the Trump administration. So, yes, Trump has made a statement, if that is in fact true, regarding Treasury Secretary. Dr. Scott also mentioned that, and get your opinion on this, Jeff. I'll give mine. That because Trump wants the Fed to go away, most everybody wants the Fed to go away, that the Fed would have to remain in existence for a little while after that for a transitionary period. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, they're going to have to, they're going to have to transition out of it. I mean, I know they're going to shrink the whole process and shrink the government in general, but yeah, you can't just bang, shut it off and have no. But yeah, the Federal Reserve probably just switch over to the rainbow currency, the new gold-backed currency coming out. So they'll probably, continue with the mints, continue with the banking side of the equation, just to keep the mechanical side of the whole thing rolling. And then, yeah, the owners of the Fed and the Federal Reserve and the federal money and all that, all gone. They'll phase it out.
So all the gossip, rumors, posts that have stated that the Federal Reserve's already gone away, it's already been absorbed into the U.S. Treasury, none of that's true, in your opinion?
I think it's true, but not gone. I think it's true, but not done. I mean, Powell has vowed to stay, and fight to the end. So, I mean, I don't think they have a choice. When the United States start using some other currency, and the Federal Reserve sitting there printing currency we don't use anymore, I guess they'll have, get an egg on their face and have to just walk away.
Well, according to Anna Von Reitz and her team, Anna's Global Family Bank American Federation notes are going to be the U.S. currency. There is no rainbow currency, according to Anna Von Reitz. Doesn't exist. Not going to be the currency. Her currency from the Global Family Bank is going to be accepted worldwide, everywhere, backed by gold. And I asked, where's the gold? Well, it's all over the world. Of course, gold's all over the world, but where can I go get my gold for my gold-backed currency? Oh, well, there's no physical location you can go to. Oh, well, all right. That's just a little tip on Anna Von Reitz and what the currency's supposed to be. So y'all can believe whatever you want to believe. Y'all can go hang out with Anna Von Reitz, or you can actually face reality. So here we go with the next question. Jeff, is it true that you need a contract to redeem Yellow Dragon bonds? For the ones that do not have a contract, would we need to do the USA or go to the USA to redeem if you have e.g. one box or loose, please?
E.g.
If you have a box of Yellow Dragon bonds, or if you have just, 2 or 3, a handful, I don't know how many come in a box.
Yeah. 99.999% of all the intakes are closed. I tried to get some people in. They only took in one because it was thousands of Yellow Dragons. But the people that just had 1 or 2, they just, they're closing the doors. So everybody I said I could help, when we got to the sovereigns, they said, well, 1, to hang on to it, that in 42 more years, you'll be able to do it again. Your kids will be able to do it, but they're not worthless. They've got a belly full.
Explain that 42-year cycle you just stated.
I think it's 42 or 47 years before they do another RV, before they do some more revaluation. I mean, it's, I figure I'll be dead, so I never really looked into it much, but
Right. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, they say they're going to do it again. Have
Who's they?
some the sovereigns,
Okay.
the IMF. At this point, it won't be the IMF long, but
Right.
the elders. Apparently, they can only take in so much and do so much at one time, and they're going to, in another 42 or 47 years, they're supposedly have another RV. But I didn't really look into it. At
Right.
62, I'm not going to be here in 47 years. Well, I'm going to tell you that, but I guarantee you I'm here.
Farm claims.
Farm claims should be paid top priority. Farmers. The fines, penalties, and claims, I don't know that they've been paid yet, but they are top on deck.
All right. How many estates?
Many. You've got Dubai 1, Dubai 2, the Rodriguez estate, the St. Germain's. You've got so many of them around the globe. Generally, how many large countries are there? And they call these collateral accounts. A lot of these collateral accounts they've turned into estates, or, like you all call it, a trust. But these collateral accounts, or off-ledger collateral, are generally associated with the King Solomon's treasures, and they're generally found with large nations: China, England, Japan, USA, Australia. So I don't know how many in total there are, but there's 209 countries, and a lot of the larger countries became collateral account holders, and that's what they're spreading around on the planet.
All right. Let me address because people are saying that potentially because it was a military or classified operation with the Brunson brothers, the Supreme Court activity, and that would have to include the U.S. 10th Circuit Court of Appeals. This is how they would handle that. Okay. The case would remain open, but documents filed into it would be sealed. You wouldn't be able to see them. There would be a docket filing. That's what you would see, but you wouldn't know what the vehicle was. If it was a motion to reopen the case, or an order to reopen the case, or an order for subpoenas to be issued, it would say sealed on it. And you would be able to see that. I'm just not, I've been in probably 100 different court cases, easy, that I've litigated for myself and other people. So, and believe me, when you're in prison and you got 60 years and the world gave up on you, your family gave up on you, everybody gave up on you, they're like, yeah, that guy's never getting out of prison. And they all just wrote you off, and you're fighting tooth and nail to get out of there. And you're coming up with anything and everything that you can throw at these people to get out of there. Whatever it is, the smarter you are, the cleverer you are, the more intelligent you are, the more different ways you're going to try to utilize their system, the legal system, to get out. That's why when I filed the petition for writ of habeas corpus for emergency protective custody for chemical dependency treatment, pursuant to the Texas Health Safety Code, they wouldn't change the Texas Health Safety Code. And then the courts wouldn't adopt the law in effect at the time of my arrest, which is July 10th, 2001. And they changed the law and then applied the new law to my case when I was under the old law. This is new law, old law stuff. And that's how they stopped. They prevented over 70,000 convicted felons in Texas prison to be able to file that same petition that I filed, get bench warranted back to their county of conviction for chemical dependency treatment, because they couldn't get it in prison. The only way they could get it was if they were granted parole, and the Board of Pardons and Paroles granted that to them, where they put them in some type of a substance abuse program. prior to their release from parole. So if you have a 30-year aggravated for possession of 50 pounds of methamphetamine and you do that half your time, that 15 years, you're getting no kind of treatment. Once you do that 15 years, your grand parole, they're going to put you in a program. It's 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 18 months. That's how that works. So I've been through all this. I've thrown the kitchen sink at them and then some. So I know what it is to litigate. I know how they operate. I know when they lie, cheat, and steal. I've been through all of that. So that's when people start talking law and it doesn't exist. It's not there. And if it was there, there would be a there that you could see, but you don't know what's in there. You just know there's a there. And there's no there. That's why I continually talk about the Brunson case, because it's got everybody psyop now. Everybody thinks that this Brunson case in the military is going to come over here and they're just going to take Congress out. Well, if you take Congress out, you still got K Street, you still got Wall Street, you still got the Federal Reserve, you still got the USDA, the FDA, the SEC. I can go on and on and on. Just eliminating Congress does not clean up the swamp. It just removed a bunch of idiots. Now you got to replace those idiots. What are you going to replace them with? You don't think that's going to cause civil unrest in some of these cities and states and counties that are blue? Now you just took away their representation, the little bit they have left. You've already shattered them. Family members are executing other family members because they've had a meltdown over this election. Imagine if you just took out all their representation in Congress. One fell swoop. Do you think that would shock some people? This is what I'm talking about, folks. If this was already been done, it would have been done, announced, where everybody could have accepted it during the Biden administration and not after, because now everybody's going to think that, oh, that's a coup. It's a conspiracy. We know different. We know the facts. But the people on the other side don't. And we already know those people are mentally unstable. They're mentally ill. They're brainwashed, programmed. They're stuck inside this cult. They don't see anything outside that square box inside their house with MSNBC, CNN, and all these Democratic politicians just pounding this in their head. That's all they're seeing. So I'm just not going for it. I look at this with logic and reason. Is that something that would logically happen in the whole scheme of my own personal experience of litigating on state and federal levels and to the United States Supreme Court? No. The answer is no. And I just base it on my own personal experience. You're more than welcome to believe anything you want. You can believe Jeff. You can believe me. You can believe the stories that are presented. That's up to you. Okay. Nobody here is lying to you. You can take that to the bank. Okay. Jeff's just providing you news. I'm going and digging in the facts and showing you what I find. You're more than welcome to believe that the Brunson case is going to overturn it. It's going to remove Congress and we're going to turn around and make this country great again. I would love to see that happen. Believe me, I would love all of Congress. Congress should just go away, period.
It is happening. Let's will it. We'll manifest it.
Okay. Everybody hold hands. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. And that's why I always go dig for the facts. And, I've just heard these stories over and over and over. And I just, I'm tired of hearing them. I just want to see facts. I want to see a video of somebody standing trial in Gitmo in a JAG court and getting sentenced. Even a still photograph, would do me justice, but I'm just not seeing it. And,
I saw a still photograph of Hillary's dead body.
Yeah. Well, we saw one of Bill Gates that's floating around on a gurney.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of anger out there, man. I haven't seen the Democrats this angry since the Republicans freed their slaves. I mean, there's pissed off people out there. What? You didn't know that? Come on.
Oh, no. That was classic. That was classic.
Just the facts.
Right. Somebody asked about Sotomayor stepping down. You know anything about that?
I actually had some contact with Soda, and I'm sure she's a fine lady that wants to save everybody, but I think she should step down.
She's not.
Too liberal for my taste, but try to look at it objectively. It just I don't know. She's I don't agree with her so often that I wouldn't hurt my feelings to see her step down.
Yeah, I totally understand that. Floyd, did the Brunson case not go to the DC court from Utah? That would be the Supreme Court. Yeah, they filed a writ of certiorari and then they filed for a rehearing, and all of them were denied by blanket order. If you don't know what a blanket order is, that's when the clerk of the court takes like 300 cases at a time, sandwiches them all together, and they're all denied without written order from the court. They're just denied.
Wow.
And then you get a little citing. I have one, Tarvin versus Stevens, and I'm in the Supreme Court reporter. I'm in there twice. So yes, I've been there. Once you get into the federal court level and you start, knowing how to operate, you can get to the Supreme Court pretty quick if you know what you're doing, if you're trying to get there. Problem is we have a lot of, courts in Utah are corrupt. Jeff, have they already stated we are back to common law? If so, that makes all these judges illegitimate. Anybody on the bar will be illegitimate.
I wouldn't say that we're already back to, but it is slated. That is on deck. That's where they're headed. But no, it's not back to yet. In fact, I was in court on Tuesday, and not much has changed in that respect. Not yet, but it's coming.
Right. Is it possible that the military could use the Brunson case to remove the Supreme Court because they did not do their duty through NASARA? You remove the president, VP, Congress, and Supreme Court, in my opinion. What do you think about that?
I think there's a lot to be said for that. I think that the Supreme Court was not being asked to rule on it, but I also think at the same time they knew about it and didn't do anything. I think that they're well aware of it. I think that Supreme Court Justice Roberts is been compromised a long time ago, in my opinion. But I think they're guilty, but you're going to have to find a court above the Supreme Court to put the Supreme Court in jail. I mean, we're at an impasse where it's kind of like firing all of Congress at once. You still need the government to operate. You can't just get rid of everybody once the Brunson brothers case, is officially announced instead of just told to me. I wrote it on my hand right here.
Right. Good job. Let's see. Floyd and Jeff, when are we going to have the show where we get to find a date for Jeff?
Oh, man. Why?
Misery loves company. That's why.
Yeah, there's people on there asking me, did you see this? Did you see that? No, I haven't seen any of these pictures or any of these people. You have. I haven't seen anything. I have no idea. Bring it on. Let's go. I'm on board.
Right. She also adds that she heard they overturned the 2020 election back when they did the Roe versus Wade. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, that's when they turned it. That's when the Brunson brothers case was decided. That's when all the backdoor deals and all the that's when they whispered in my ear that it's done deal. And that's why I've been saying it, because I know they've just been withholding it.
Right. And I'm trying to get through these, so I have to go back and hit all the stars. What if the military rather than the court has the Brunson case? Just a thought.
I would think it'd be a lot quicker. I think they'd be moving on it without all the hysteria of the media and worrying about what people thought.
Right. This person asked, sorry to be so dumb. You're not dumb. There are no dumb questions. But if the case is closed, did the Brunson brothers win or not?
Brunson brothers won. Yes. 2020 election is officially going to be declared fraud. You'll see it soon. Now, granted, my opinion on what Floyd looked up, sorry, Floyd, it's just my opinion, is that it wouldn't be there. That where I found it and where others found it was on the SCOTUS webpage. But I think since they're trying to squash it, I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled it off the webpage. But certainly wouldn't be, sitting on the law books as open or closed. It's squashed. They don't want anybody to know about it. It's huge. It's civil war.
We all know about it. You're talking about it right now. I mean, I don't understand why we don't know about it.
Probably why the webpage is being pulled down right now.
Somebody knocking
on out my window.
Right. Merlin, what's up with Merlin?
Oh, he's around and he's dying to come back on. It's just he's got so much to say that it could be a whole show just on Merlin. So we kind of got to pick what you want to hear. And we got to narrow the focus because Merlin's so smart and so deep and so, some people say out there, tinfoil hat, whatever. He's so smart. Well, I mean, the State Department and a lot of people in the government and Q and the military all read his stuff. If you go to academia.com, great stuff there. But on Academia, you can find his stuff like 1,800 pages. Let me put that into perspective for you. I don't mean pages, I mean papers, publishings. The average academia.com publishing, maybe a guy's got 20, 30 papers on there. Merlin's got over 1,800, and they're read by Trump, and they're read by Q, they're read by the military. So he's so broad and so smart that we got to be careful what you ask him, because if your question's not very focused and it's something about how's the world work, we could be here for days. So you got to be careful. But Merlin, come back on. That'd be great. We'd like to hear from him about bubble tech. You guys should go to, if you go on Facebook and you Google or you Facebook bubble tech, there's bubble tech videos of what it is and how to make one. There's bubble tech chats. There's bubble tech positive and negative comments on there, but I mean, Putin believes in them. A lot of people believe in them. Putin's building them the size of pyramids. So at any rate, yeah, we'd love to hear from you, from Merlin. We just have to be careful what we ask him because he's so broad in scope. All right. How about these?
No.
Okay.
If you had on a what do they call those? Not a derby,
I don't know.
Little hat that they used to wear on the open cockpit roadsters.
You know what would be good about this dating thing? Yeah. Like the bloody red bear with a But yeah, this dating thing that might have an advantage here. It's the first time I've thought of this, that when I come out of the med bed, I'll be a freaking Adonis and wealthy, and then I won't be able to trust anybody. So I better find somebody now that when I'm poor and old and ugly, that they could just, then I'll be able to trust them when I'm.
Exactly. I don't want those girls, never mind. I'm winding up some more questions. There's a whole bunch of them. Go over rates.
Go over rates once again.
Change.
Go over rates. What? Once again, what?
Any rates have changed?
Nothing has changed. $3.50 ish for the dinar and the dong. 1 million is about on the Indonesian rupiah. 1 million Indonesian rupiah bill is worth about 1,000,010 in US. So it's almost a 1-to-1. And they're about $150 to buy one of them, a $1 million bill, so to speak. And then the Zimbabwe is still the sleeper. I have recently read that if you have no projects, you're getting $15 million per 100T note. And if you do, you get a maximum of 1-to-1 on a 100T note for only 2 100T notes. Even if you have a whole train car full of more of them, you only get a 1-to-1 exchange on 2. And that's if you're doing projects. And keep in mind, no matter what you get, 80% of it comes whacked right off of it for projects, whether you're managing and funding those projects yourself or whether you're dumping that money into humanitarian pools for categories of projects. Right. So although it sounds like an insane amount of money, they're going to take 80% of it right off the top. So in your mind's eye, 80% right off the bat, whether you're funding it or somebody else is doing the projects for you. There's a lot of people that just, they're older and they'd like to retire and enjoy the money and not, have to go open corporations and crack the whip and be there every day.
All right. Oh my God. Why have Jeff on if you're going to dispute his information and then rant on and on and on, Kathleen? Kathleen, this is the Fearless Floyd show. I earned this show. I've worked very hard to produce this show and make it what it is. And I have guests on here who I often have a difference of opinion on, and I'm entitled to my opinion. Jeff's entitled to his opinion. I like to go look at fact evidence. I don't want to go hear rumors or stories or anything like that. And the reason I tell you this is because when I was a litigator, I had to listen to people's stories very carefully because their story had to match the trial record. And if it didn't, and they told me something that was incorrect and I couldn't catch it, and they lied to me, and I just spent 6 months to a year, sometimes 18 months litigating whatever we're doing, let's just say a state writ habeas corpus. And I get all the way to 18 months and I'm relying on the facts that I was told, and I didn't go vet them from the record, and I allowed them to pass by me. And then I get slam dunked after 18 months of hard work. And I'm just trying to win. I don't care about getting paid for doing what I'm doing. I don't get carried. I just want to win. I want to beat these hoes any way possible. That was my mantra.
Let me take a shot at it. Let me dumb that down. What he's saying, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, is that he's very black and white about what's in print today that's verifiable. I'm very cloak and dagger, talking in the back room, shadows, head guys that it's not out. They're not telling. Everybody lives in denial, that kind of thing. So we're just quoting from two different worlds. I'm quoting from what I hear from my top guys that's coming down the pike. And sometimes I'm used as disinformation tool, just like Julian Assange and other people that, you end up with egg on your face. But, that's why I always say, this is what they're saying. This is what they tell me. This isn't what I'm saying and I'm promising. But nonetheless, I take a lot of heat for it. So back to the point. I'm very back room. Here's what my guys at the very high end are telling me is coming down the pike. Floyd's right. I got to see it in print. Show me. I'm from Missouri. I need to see it. Show me.
Right.
It's not right or wrong, or it's just different locations to hunt down. But I appreciate you defending me. I really like that. I don't want to be friends with anybody that won't defend me when I'm not in the room. And this woman's not even in the planet.
Yeah. I love having Jeff on because he brings that all to the table. And I'm here to vet part of the information that you're getting, whether, it's reliable, trustworthy, or if I can go shoot it down, because Jeff's just relaying information that he receives from his sources. That's all. And if I can, shut it down, you may be hearing it from somebody else, and it may be incorrect information, inaccurate. Nobody knows until we go, find the facts. We can all assume that the RV is going to happen yesterday, like Wolverine told us, right? But if we're waiting for that, we're all like, well, he was wrong. Nobody knows. That's why I tell everybody, the only person that knows when Iraq is going to reevaluate their currency is the only guy whose head is on the chopping block for Iraq. That's Al Sadani. And he doesn't even really know what date. He's got an idea that, okay, we're going to shoot for this date, but certain things have to be done worldwide and internally, domestically in Iraq before they can do that. That's it. And if somebody's in that guy's mind and they can read it, or he's having conversations with people talking about that, then I can understand that we could have some dates. But I just don't see him leaking that information. That's just me. That's why I don't write on the dates. Med beds. What's up on the med beds?
Just, I'm getting hammered about med beds. It doesn't move that fast, but the information is still grand. They're still saying that out of the 300,000 med beds that were manufactured, that 38,000 of them were deployed in the United States, and that they are currently being installed in undisclosed locations around the United States. Now, you could understand, or you should be able to understand, why that could be undisclosed, because let's say there's a car accident out front and some guy gets his gun and goes running in there with his gun and says, "You're going to save my kid." They if they know where they are, everybody and their brother would be on their doorstep with their dying cat, dog, friend, brother, sister. It'd be mayhem.
Is that you?
Yeah, your listeners.
My listeners.
And three-letter agency.
What's your fan club, bro?
Well, no girls here.
All right. Let's see. Bubble Tech. I'm trying to get through the questions. I don't want to get behind. So I guess glasses are the next thing, or contacts or something, Jeff. I don't know. Everybody's commenting on your glasses for some reason.
I only use them for reading, and otherwise I have 20/20 vision, and I just get a little tired at the end of the day. I use them for reading.
Right. Let's see. Zim rate, same thing. 80%, still same thing.
Yep. What's this lady's name? Kathleen Bailey. Thank you, Kathleen.
Yeah.
That's my kind of girl there.
Let's see.
Or ones with a pulse,
Right. Yeah. I take a lot of heat for my my opinions, but I just go by what I can research on my own and the facts that I find. I don't want to listen to anybody else's story who don't have facts to back it up, or resources or footnotes or anything like that. Bolivar still going in the second basket, if at all, in the second?
I believe the second, yeah.
Okay.
I only believe that because Venezuela is oil rich, and money's the driver. So,
and they got denied acceptance by BRICS. For those of you who weren't keeping track, because BRICS wouldn't accept their elections.
Would you? All right. I was going to say the corruption and they're eating cats and dogs down there, and now they're eating ours up here from there.
Mm-hmm. Right. Some people want you to get your own show, Jeff.
Cool. Sure. What the hell I talk about, right? Let's see, Jeff. Would it be hard for you to? I don't know. I got more respect for you guys. I tell you, it's a lot of work to do what you guys do. Mark Z and you and all these other. It's a lot of work. I mean, and even if you have staff, it's still a lot of hustle, man. There's a lot of people working hard to confirm stories and find information and vet. And they're on the phone at all hours trying to get it ready. I mean, I prepped for like 2 hours yesterday trying to make sure that I had my shit together, because I know you're going to call me out on the facts. So I started looking up yesterday's dates, today's dates, projections, and I mean, I had pages and pages of stuff to just rattle off that were fact, and I don't know what the hell I did with that.
All right. I'm caught up. Let me go over here to these questions.
It costs money to start your own show, doesn't it? You got to have like computers and backgrounds, and
you gotta have a subscription to StreamYard or Zoom, one of those.
StreamYard, and then and then
you gotta have a website. You gotta pay for that. You gotta pay for somebody to keep that up if you don't do it yourself. And then you gotta be on social media.
Yeah. It's like websites, and just like me trying to answer Facebook, I got like 300 new friends that I'm, and people are writing me a book. I'm like, come on, just keep it little so I can try to get to everybody's miniature statements. But people are like, write me 2-3 pages. I want to hang out, and I get that. I want to hang out, but I can't really get.
There's so much time in your day, and
oh my god,
when people post TikTok and Instagram or one of those social media, and all it is just a link, and it doesn't tell you anything about what that link goes to or what it's about or anything. I can't stand that, because if you're so eager for somebody to watch that video or read that post, why wouldn't you tell them what it is so they would want to open it up and look at it instead of just seeing a link that tells you nothing, just a bunch of gibberish? Is it possible that they could be hiding? And this is the Brunson case.
Look, how
anything's a possibility.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying, is that my information came back during a Roe versus Wade, that they were also everybody was in agreement that nobody investigated. Carol, you're beautiful. Anyway, they were already in agreement that nobody had investigated at all. And nobody wanted to tell on each other. So behind the scenes, they were all saying, yeah, I mean, this is hard to deny. The question came down to, we shrink it down to stupid simple. We shrink it down to, did they investigate the claims of fraud or not? It's a yes or no answer. And the answer is no, they didn't. So, I mean, they didn't need a Supreme Court to tell you that nobody investigated. The Supreme Court knew their ass was guilty and didn't do anything either. So all this has been clearly decided a long time ago. And they all went, oh, shit, nobody better say anything until, we absolutely have to. And Trump made them.
All right. What about the NDA on this? And I don't know if that's the NDA on the RV or on the Brunson case.
NDA on the Brunson case was just signed so that Floyd couldn't run out and tell everybody. He has to keep his mouth shut. Why? Because this is civil war and a big presidential move that, when that information comes out, which is why I'm saying that, hey, they wouldn't just leave it on the law books as open, closed, in process. They're hiding it. Yes, they're absolutely hiding it.
Jeff, I'm seeing lots of FEMA moving assets. Anything to that?
Tons. FEMA is scrambling. They tried that coup in Michigan. I sent you the article on that one also, with maps and aerials and all kinds of really good stuff on there.
Yeah, I saw that one.
But they moved 350 vehicles and 30,000 troops. And when people asked them what they were up to, they said, oh, it's just a combat training exercise. Combat for an emergency management company? Why do these guys have guns? Everybody would say, why is FEMA carrying guns? Let alone now FEMA has a combat training exercise? No. So the Marines went in there and wiped it out. But yeah, they're on the run and we're hunting them. And FEMA ought to just be closed.
Right. Maybe the 10th Circuit docket isn't the correct court. No, that's their jurisdiction where they reside. That's where they have to file them. They were all filed in Utah. That's where the brothers are from. How about the EBS? Ingrid asks.
Any minute. I tell you, it's coming. There's just no way that the Dems are going to lay down, even though they want us to believe that they're going to lay down. Now, I'm so glad I was wrong, man. Thank God the runaway with the whole thing. I mean, that's the best outcome, is that there was no lockdown during, and that the the election was allowed to go through without a lockdown. That's awesome. That was the best outcome. John and Mary going. The political parties are going away. Congress is going away. Political parties are going away. Come on, martial law. So John and Mary, the energy dots, John and Mary, great people, by the way. I love you guys. Those things, I've been using them. I'm telling you, since the horrid ex-wife and divorce hassles and subsequent loss of so much of my life to tomorrow. I went from a great sleeper to couldn't sleep at all, insomnia off the scale. I've been to every doctor, every sleep study, or they've had me on Xanax and Valium and all kinds of crap. And I mean, yeah, sure, knock you out for a little bit, and then 30 days later they'd be like, "Oh, okay, are you cured?" And knock you off your medicine. So I didn't take any more medicine. I just didn't take it at all. So when John and Mary came up with frequencies that were tuned to help you, I said, should work. The science is there. And I'd say 2-3 days later. Now, what you do is I was sticking them on me, but Mary came up with a great idea. If you have some sort of a lanyard, you can stick them in the lanyard and just wear the lanyard when you go to bed. I've since stopped sticking them to me because in the night they come off and I find them in strange places. Not at all. Any rate, so what I was doing is I was sticking them to the inside of. I have a nice soft cotton T-shirt that I use as a pajamas, my sleep shirt. But I started sticking them to the inside of the shirt right here because it's not like a place when you roll over that it really presses on you. And that was great for me. They stayed in the shirt instead of all over the place. But yeah, John and Mary, great people, and they're the ones saying, "Come on, martial law." So what he's saying is he believes the EBS is coming, and that Julian Assange believes the EBS is coming, and the State Department, and the DOD, and the Treasury, and everybody I talk to, including military guys, all saying, "Oh yeah, definitely EBS coming." That the George Soroses and the Black Lives Matters and the Antifas of the world are already gearing up, and the plan is cut the illegal aliens off of their money on November 15th, which is tomorrow, and that should start the hell. Now, remember, they don't run out of food in one day, so it should slowly progress into more and more and more anarchy, which is being timed nicely with the progression and buildup of Antifa and Black Lives Matter and the George Soros rioters getting ready to go. And also the trigger might be when, the SCOTUS announcement comes out and they really go nuts that Trump's back a little early. I don't know why that would bother them so much, other than that they had plans to put allegedly put Kamala in there and take Trump out. Damn, I can't believe I talk this much. So lost my train of thought. Getting tired. I'm up late, up early. First guy in, last guy out.
You're talking about the illegals. Money was drying up.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So they're gonna just time the whole damn thing so that as soon as Trump takes control of the country, boom, all the libs can scream, "Look at the economy." We'll be in full civil war by then. I mean, these illegal aliens that they're cutting their money off, that's food, housing, cell phone, money, medicine. You cut 21 million people off, bam, what's going to happen? So there's that. There's those guys that should be joining the rioters. Now, we've got 1 million National Guard in plain clothes staged all over this country in hotels, been living there. They got full gear with them, but they're walking around plain clothes until the day they're told. Just like the Proud Boys were told by Trump, not yet, quote unquote. In other words, we got militia, we got Proud Boys, we got veterans, we got the Hells Angels, we got hunters, we got military, we got everybody on standby. And we got the Brunson brothers case on standby too. And Trump's famous words, not yet. Timing is everything. So
Absolutely.
I believe the EBS will still come. So does Julian Assange, and so does 90% of all three-letter agencies. In the meantime, Trump's been pulling back all of the generals that Biden or that Obama fired. He's getting rid of, bringing all the good old boys back that knew how to run things, and pulling in all the woke generals who got their head up their ass, and gearing to go, because this country's. He's also, said that, listen, if Mexico and the drug cartels, if they can't handle it, that he'll step in and handle it. And I'm not sure that's a good idea. We couldn't win in Afghanistan. When you got people that are that rooted in every nook and cranny, that's a tough battle, man. My girl Carol.
Jeff, I thought Trump took the Fed under the Treasury. There's your friend Carol again.
Correct. Yeah. The Federal Reserve Bank is being rolled up under the Treasury, and the Rothschilds that own the Federal Reserve Bank, or the Illuminati in general, are not going without a fight. Chairman Powell said he was just going to sit there and refuse to obey and refuse to leave office, and Trump kind of laughed and said, "That's fine. When we stop using your money and start using our money, then you can sit there and guard the desk of nothingness. That it's going away." The Federal Reserve will be rolled under the Treasury Department, and the IRS is also rolled under the Treasury Department. That's already done. I've received IRS information that says, IRS Department of Treasury on the envelope.
Right. Tulsi Gabbard was a WEF intern, World Economic Forum.
Yeah.
Floyd, I'm having internet problems. Would you please ask Jeff my question regarding Yellow Dragon bonds, given we are not in the USA? I guess they missed that question on the Yellow Dragon bonds.
We are not in the USA. Yeah, I'm sorry. Even if you're not in the USA, even if you were in the USA, 99.9% of all the intakes are closed. The sovereigns are shut down. The intakes are shut down. The brokers have been sent home. Unless you had an extraordinarily large package from, with pedigree, they're probably just going to tell you, look, we can't help you with onesie twosies.
Okay. Petrocelli bonds?
Super Pacelli bonds, one initially called the Ting Sing Lu Railway bonds. Great bond, can't take any more in. Hang on to it. It's, north of $10 billion. It's a great bond. You need to hang on to it.
All right. Jeff, are the Chinese elders still being stingy with Zim bonds?
Chinese elders were never stingy. China is broken up into three parts: the CCP, which is the military, the Chinese Communist Party. Then you have the Chinese government themselves that say they represent the people, but really they just run the CCP. And then you have the elders. The elders are the class. The elders are the money. The elders are the people with tradition and love and law and kindness in their hearts. The elders are great people that I believe truly represent the people. What was the question? The elders aren't being stingy. They just haven't released. The global currency reset has not been released yet. The IMF is being stingy. The powers that be are being stingy. But the elders are ready to pay out.
We're in Australia, New Zealand. Did you mean in banks in Europe?
All closed, globally closed. The Global Economic Securities and Reformation Act, closed.
Nassar Jassara law that was signed by Clinton.
1984, 1985, signed by Bill Clinton under duress from the U.S. military. As soon as he signed it, the military left, and then nobody ever enacted it. But yeah, the Global Economic Securities and Reformation Act.
How do you find a sovereign, please? Is there a list?
Good question, Carol. There's no list. They're very private people. They're very wealthy people that don't want to be known. They're people with high-ranking status that should not be known. So no, there's no list of them. What do you need? I know them. Is there something? I know several in different directions, but you gotta give me a. I can't hand out the phone number. I kind of need to know what you need to know. Floyd, you want to give her my number? I saw that look.
All right. Jeff, how is it you're connected to Floyd? That's an interesting story. We'll just say a mutual acquaintance asked me to submit Jeff's name, and Mark was on that list as well. I had no idea who they were. And about 3 years later, Jeff needed some assistance, and I was readily available and took care of it. Do clones abound?
Yes, sadly they do. I put it on my Facebook page. Genetic cloning experiments gone wrong. They show a body with a head at each end and arms, but just connected at the waist. They're laying in these tubs, squirming around. I mean, it's really crazy. But yeah, cloning exists. You know, in 1970, was it, in Ireland, they cloned that sheep. You don't think it stopped there, do you? As soon as they realized they could do it, boy, we went full on lab, full test tube. The rumor is that many thousands and thousands of CCP soldiers, Chinese soldiers, are clones because they're mindless, soulless, heartless, fearless, you know. But they don't live long. They only live in like 2, 3, 4 years, and clones are kicking off, which was part of the problem with Joe Biden clones. They were running out of them.
Right. Any new technology updates?
Well, free energy is starting to boil out everywhere. And, the med beds, I see that today the United States no longer allows yellow and red dye number whatevers in the food. So that's maybe a technology, not an update, but a blessing. But no, I mean, blockchain technology. Look, I'll tell you what my buddy at the Skunk Works at Lockheed Martin told me. He said, if you can think of it, we've already done it. So are there new any technology updates? Not that I can tell you, but I said to Skunk, I said, all right, how about deep space travel? No brainer. Been doing it for years. We've gone 40,000 light years into outer space. We have propulsion technology that I mentioned. Hey, Joe, that I mentioned that I would talk about. And as soon as this show hung up, my phone rang from JPL, who I worked with, who said, don't you dare. Then the State Department, and then the ITARS guy, and then a bunch of. So I've never talked about it again, but we have it.
Doesn't Putin have a sideline deal with Maduro in Venezuela?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
Do you know Mike Cottrell, Mr. C?
I know of him. I sent him a couple emails. I haven't heard from him. I like him. I'm listening to him on the Mark Z show. I think he's the real deal.
All right. I opened up these packages that I received from Mary and John, and I'm just going to run through what all I have in here.
They're awesome. It works.
Yeah. And these are in no particular order by any means. I just opened them up and paired them up. Inflammation, energy, anxiety, arthritis, liver cancer, disc issues, sleep, insomnia, pain, morphine, mold fungus, respiratory, PTSD, frankincense, depression, oxycodone, dopamine, clarity, detox, detox chemicals, detox metals, grounding, cold and flu, sinus,
You got one for hair?
no. But I don't know what this is. I can't even pronounce it. I'm not even going to try. So, whatever that word says.
That's your endocrine system. That's your hormones.
All righty. Thank
Your
you for that.
thyroid.
Headaches, nicotine, fenbendazole, ivermectin, parasites, and backaches. So, I have a whole host of things here. I'm just going to call myself Spot. There you go. So I don't know. Chet has a question here. Jeff might sound far out there, a lot of things, but listen to what you want to know more about, and the rest will fall into place, or it won't. Blah, 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 blah. Any more on the Faraday boxes or cages or anything like that?
Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. Faraday boxes, cages, what?
Mm-hmm. Faraday cages.
Faraday cages are in the 1940s. Dr. something Faraday invented a metal cage that he put around them so that no signals could come in or out. So a lot of the wealthy elite and the government have these metal rooms that are Faraday rooms or Faraday cages. A lot of computer companies have their servers inside of Faraday cages. So if an electromagnetic pulse from a nuclear device, which were supposedly all disarmed, but if an electromagnetic pulse went off over the United States or any state or country, it fries out all of your computers and your chips and your memory, and you are descend into a stone age. So a Faraday cage protects you. The other thing that you can do is let me show you this. I have Faraday, like this is a Faraday bag, and it's, how do I get Hudafi off of Amazon. So it's just the top of the bag is a Velcro. You roll it over nice and tight, and boom. For $12, I put all of my discs and my I've got a tablet, an old phone, couple old phones. I've got all my chips and electronics and memory sticks and everything. I put in one bag. So if we have an EMP, I at least have a bunch of that to go to. And then I have another one that is a bigger that I also got from Amazon. And this one you slide your laptop into. So I had two old laptops and I slid the laptops into these so that, again, if there is an EMP, which I doubt there's going to be because there's supposedly no more armed nukes, but it protects. So, a Faraday cage is something you could build yourself, or, metal rooms or metal boxes or lead boxes or, anything that has to be airtight because signal, RF, radio frequency, or EMF, electromagnetic frequency, any kind of radio frequency can get in a crack the size of the tip of a pin. So, you can't just have a metal box. Like, for instance, for a long time, I was taking at Christmas time, you get a fruitcake in these metal tins, or here in Pennsylvania, it had the old Charlie Chips cans that potato chips used to come in, but they're metal cans. So I was putting all of my discs and my family pictures and everything inside these metal cans. And then I was taking, when they were going into long storage, and then I was taking duct tape and wrapping the metal can seal date, take a magic marker, date it, say what's in it, and throw it on a shelf. Just because, my kids can never be little again. And I didn't want to ever lose all of that, when your parents are gone and you're, you don't lose all your memories. So I just used some old metal cans and threw my stuff in there for a Faraday cage. And now you can just go on Amazon. I hate using Amazon, but that's where I found them, nice and easy. And Hodufy, Hodufy. But just put in Faraday bag, and they got all different sizes in there. They even ones just for your cell phone, for when you're walking around. Stick your cell phone in your pocket, but if it's inside the Faraday bag, it's not giving you electromagnetic radiation / electromagnetic cancers. So Faraday cage or frequency blockers.
Mm-hmm. Jeff, ask Merlin if they will tell the truth about the Grand Canyon caves, artifacts, ancient gold foundry, etc., etc.
Yeah, Merlin will tell you the truth. Jesus, he knows all about it. And sometimes Merlin goes off on too much truth, and then the phones start to ring, and people aren't happy. And the United States government's gone to great extent to keep people out of the Grand Canyon. There's parts of it that are roped off and warning and threatening signs and caves that you can't go into. But I mean, you've got Viking yachts up the Grand Canyon that were carbon dated 1,000 years before Christopher Columbus was ever born. So don't tell me that Chris Columbus, the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, that was a great story. I like listening to that. Good Italian discovered America. It's Spanish, but let's roll with the story. But yeah, they've got Maleficent and Viking yachts. They've got caves with Egyptian artifacts all over. I mean, they got pyramids up in the Grand Canyon. Do you ever look at a strip mine and then look at the Grand Canyon? Boy, are they similar. Starting to wonder, being a conspiracy theorist that just can't put it down. I say with smoke, there's fire, but boy, look at the Grand Canyon and look at a strip mine and say, did this little river do this really? I don't know.
The insomnia patches, the discs.
They worked for me.
Yeah, which are these little things?
That was it.
I guess I should open one up and show you what they look like, huh?
Yeah, John told me they only last about 30 days, and then the charge or the emission of charge goes away.
Okay.
But yeah, they're harmless. I want to put one on each side of my temple.
That's what they look like. They're tiny, and they just peel off, and you can stick them on your body, or you can stick them on a lanyard. You could actually take your watch off and put them on the underside of your watch. That way they'd be up against your skin. So yeah, plenty of ways you can use them. If you have a medallion, like this, you can stick it to it if it was big enough.
I like the watch idea. That's a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's perfect size for the back of a watch.
A few days ago, I forgot I had a sleeper had fallen off, and I stuck it in my pocket, and I went to work, and all day I was yawning away, and I was thinking, man, I slept great. What the hell's wrong?
Right. Okay. When are these going to be available? I don't know yet. I have to get with John and Mary. And like I said, we have to get them up to speed. I guarantee you a lot of you folks are going to want these. I am buying the machine that goes to these, so I'll have my own machine. I will probably buy a separate machine just for my clientele for you guys. So yeah, I'm all in with these folks. I'm all in about alternative therapies, whether they work or not, whether they cure something or not, allegedly.
I think I'm scheduled to go meet John and Mary tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow evening for dinner. Well, they were going to hook me up with some girl that never calls, but I'll know more when I talk to them. John Barrett, is it tomorrow, or I should be up your way on Saturday too?
Okay. I don't know how much they are. I don't know all of that yet. A lot of you are, I'm just hit them all up. Let you know that I have recognized that you are asking questions about them. So as this progresses, you can go to my website, thefearlessfloydshow.com. Everything will be updated in there. I always put it in my videos. I'll do a separate video. I don't know, like disc issues. Can you stack these on top of each other? Or do they have to be placed separate? So you can stack them?
I think so.
Okay.
I'll be an expert soon.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
putting them all side by side. What I did was took a piece of medical tape, like white tape that,
Right.
just put a bandage on with. And I put like 3 of them on the white tape. And then I just put the tape on the inside of my sleep shirt.
Okay. Your pajamas, your PJs. Tell us you got PJs.
No PJs. I'm t-shirt and underwear guy.
All right, there you go. All right. Elizabeth was on a show a few days ago, mentioned Floyd and Jeff. She said that if Jeff's the real deal, he will be at the meeting this week when she gives the green light.
Okay. I'm sorry. Was that on the air?
You're live, bro. If you want, I can put you backstage. You can laugh all you want. So, hey, let's just hope that's true, because if it's true, then we're there, regardless of who pulls the trigger.
Right. Yeah. Hey, just go ahead, Elizabeth. You make it so. And while you're there, go to what'd you say? Oh, go to Las Vegas, where Treasury knows nothing about what you're talking about, and make sure you release the rainbow currency. Also, you also claim to be the one that was going to trigger
currency. Anna von Reitz has clearly made clear, as the fiduciary of the United States of America, unincorporated, that her global family currency is going to be the U.S. dollar from here on out.
Yeah, Elizabeth, do it. Go ahead, man. Trigger it. Let's
Please
go.
do it. Please do it.
I don't give a crap who does it. Go ahead. Okay, you're the chosen one, or what was it? The chosen one, or the ultimate one, or the queen, or the princess, or the I don't know. Push the button, will you?
Right. Somebody push the button.
Go ahead. You're the one. You're it. You are the one. Go.
Will the IRS be eliminated?
Yes. No, well, I mean, the IRS we know of today, the IRS is going to turn into they're going to shrink to like 10%, and they're just going to collect. We're going to a 14% flat tax on luxury items. New cars, houses, yes. Food, clothes, no. Used houses, used cars, no. Used jewelry, no. Used anything, no. It's zero tax. Brand new, you bet.
Jeff, I heard that I know you're getting tired. It's getting up on 9. Jeff, I heard that the internet group will be allowed to bring in their German bonds, Yellow Dragon bonds, and redeem them.
God bless you. Try it. I mean, I hope that's true. But let's you're going into a former bank turned into offices now. And what we're suggesting here is, let's assume, and I'm not going to tell you the real place, but let's assume for a minute that a Yellow Dragon bond is $1 trillion, and it's more. But you're saying that you're going to be able to just no appointment, no KYC, no application, no 40-page. You know what a KYC is? A document known as a Know Your Customer. And that is, you want their ID, you want their passport, you want their maiden name, you want their bank, you want their bank accounts, you want their bank's numbers, you want the serial numbers off the bonds, you want pictures of the bonds, you want proof of life pictures with the bonds. You got to hire a $40,000 a day authenticator. So what you're saying is that this 40 or 50, I've done them where they're 80 pages, with a list of all your bonds, pictures, serial numbers, your Scott Pasco certification before they'll even accept it. Has to get a $5,000 certification before they'll even begin to look at it. If they're going to do all this and you're going to have all of that at a bank window, it just doesn't seem likely, but God bless you. I hope they do.
All right. Rebecca states the Cherokee tribe is sovereign. Any update on Chief Fast Horse and the tribal money for the Sioux tribe or any other tribes?
God, she's beautiful too. Yeah. Chief called me yesterday on the way home. Where did he drive? He took a jet somewhere with somebody, and they flew to what, Arizona?
Arizona, yeah.
Yeah, and he called me and said that he called me from the car. He and Hara were driving home, and they were in a brand new car that was owned by the tribe. And he said that he had his, I don't know if it was his personal or the tribe's black card, which is black card is a bottomless pit, a credit card that never runs out, and they call that a black card. And they're thick and different, so that you can't just stick them in a machine like a regular credit card. It won't work, and you shouldn't be carrying them around. I mean, God forbid you lose that card. But Chief said he had his black card, and there they were driving a brand new something. Not going to tell you. And he said it was owned by the tribe, that they had the card. So he was successful to some degree.
Do you think they will try to try Project Bluebeam? Charlie Ward has always said the fake alien invasion will be the final shebang.
Yeah, they've reenacted. Bluebeam went away for a while. Project Bluebeam is a fake alien invasion. Hologram technology has gotten so good that a couple of the Elon Musk rocket landings where the booster rockets came back to Earth and landed, and thousands of people saw it, right? Some of them were holograms. They were testing what we believe and how realistic it looked. And you can study the videos and see the glitches where like the screen freezes and all of a sudden the rocket moved a little bit, or there's anomalies. But yeah, they had a mothership go over Mexico City a couple years back that was like miles wide, and at a low altitude, 1,000 feet or 5,000 feet, this thing passed over the city of Mexico City, and it took like an hour or two for it to pass over. And literally millions of people saw this, filmed this, called the police, called the military. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, it was War of the Worlds stuff, that it was so realistic, and it was a hologram. So yeah, fake alien invasion using a hologram. Then they use FEMA gunships to start blowing up stuff on the ground from, they do this at night. You can't see the gunships. You do this at night or, with cloudy day, they chemtrail the hell out of the sky, project an alien craft, and then, up through the clouds, use a gunship to blow up some stuff on the ground and make it look like an actual alien invasion. We all freak out, War of the Worlds. We all run for one world order and accept whatever the government says. Save us. Screw that. I'm ready to fight. Give me some alien ass.
Right.
Hey, maybe they have hot aliens.
Right. Asking about the patches. So if these patches last for 30 days only, can they be recharged by placing out on the ground in the sun?
No, it's a machine that specifically focuses a frequency, a charge to that sticker. That's the frequency that sticker's giving off. So the sun doesn't do it. I mean, they have like 140 different frequencies that are very specific that they use the machine to put into those stickers. So no, just laying them on the ground doesn't do it. Yeah. And you probably wouldn't send them back and recharge them. They'd probably just send in new ones.
Yeah, new dots. Yeah.
Yeah.
they're tuned.
That's
Yeah, John and Mary, they tune them and then they send them to you, and it works like a transceiver and receiver. They
but
work
this is John and Mary. Nope.
Nope.
I thought it would be John and Mary. It's
Oh,
Lisa.
okay. Mojo. The highest court in the country is Pennsylvania. Fierce Floyd's looking at USA Corporation. It's not there because it's gone. We're a Republic of the United States. We're sovereign.
Wow. Well, I missed the question in there, but we are a republic. Everybody says, oh, we're a democracy, and Trump or this or that's a threat to democracy. Let's remember, folk, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, individual with liberty and justice for all, right? The republic. What did Benjamin Franklin say? We've given you a republic if you can keep it. So the United States is intended to be a republic, not the corporation incorporated in Puerto Rico, I think it is, that the United States corporation has failed. Bankrupt. Did I miss the question?
No. What they're trying to say is the United States Supreme Court, SCOTUS, is not the highest court in the land, that it really doesn't exist because it's the Supreme Court for the corporation, and that
That's
the highest court in the land is in Pennsylvania.
That's
Pennsylvania
true.
Supreme Court.
That is true. Interesting.
Let's see. Well, then we should be able to find the Brunson brothers case, right?
Boy, they've been keeping that swept under the rug. I don't know. Hey guys, I got to be up at 5 a.m.
Right. Yeah, I know you got to roll.
Me on. Sorry, I lost all my stuff. If you want to just do Q&A next time, or this dating thing, or the Q&A, I don't know, whatever you want to do. I think people are getting sick and tired of hearing me yap about stuff that's on their TV or not. I don't know.
Yeah, and I even asked Jeff, hey, get one of your little closing quotes, and he was on it, and it was probably on his notes that he can't find, right?
Yeah.
So come up with something with the top of your head.
Well, remember, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Careful who you spend the time with.
Absolutely. Be very careful who you allow into your inner circle, and be very careful about the relationships that you have, especially coming up.
Well, I think one of Steve's, one of my favorite quotes that I think applies to the RV and what we're doing right now is let's go and vent tomorrow rather than worry about what happened yesterday.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. All right, my brother. I don't know when we'll have you back on. Maybe over the weekend, maybe next week. We'll see if something pops. We'll definitely have him back on. I would like to be able to, do some static shows. Have Merlin on, have Ann LaFleur on, a lot of stuff.
Merlin's ready to go. He just needs to remain focused on a subject and, watch out things that YouTube wouldn't like. I hope YouTube begins to soften. I've noticed a lot of the fact checkers in Facebook have all started to soften up a little bit. They're starting to get a little worried. People I know that were sentenced for January 6ers that were going in, suddenly they haven't called them in. There's been a stay of execution.
Or extinction.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're trying to extinguish some people's lives because some people are way too old to go be doing some time behind just gathering on the Capitol steps, and seeing what's going on,
Does somebody want me to have my own show? They're putting up all the money and the help to help me do that?
Yeah, they're going to give you an assistant, and
there you go.
Sound engineer, audio engineer, social media platform guru to put all your advertisements out there. Well, then you need a graphic artist to create all your thumbnails.
Well, while we're doing the dating game, I can interview and interview at the same time.
Oh, there you go. All right. Knock yourself out. All right, sir. Thank you for being here. If we don't talk to you before the weekend, have a lovely, safe weekend, and God bless Jeff Rahm, everybody.
Thank you.
You're more
God
than welcome,
bless
sir. Thanks for being here. Good night. And there you have it. Jeff Rahm, folks. You know, we all have our own opinions. We all go to different sources of information for our research, and we all pull up different things. We have our own education, our own training, our own skills that we've learned. I just try to go by what's in black and white. I try to stay out of the gray areas as much as possible, because that's when you get into, you could be right, you could be wrong. I want to be either one or the other. I don't want to be a maybe. That's just not how I roll. I don't speculate. I don't provide speculation. I really look down upon people who, and I'll just use this as an example, and this is theoretical. Okay. You send something to the Texas Department of Health and Human Services, and you expect them to do what they're supposed to do, everything that you instructed them to do in this letter, in this information that you sent them, and you're expecting within the next 30 days to get exactly what you asked for, but you get it back 2 weeks later, and it's nothing like what you told them to do. But I have people that rely on that to occur. So now they're another 30 days in the hole. So they keep continuing it, and they keep going through this vicious cycle. And before you know it, there's 2-3 months in the hole trying to expect this thing to happen that they're speculating is going to happen, because you're relying on a government employee to do what they're supposed to do. And most of them don't. Sometimes you're talking so technical with your instructions that it's over their head. They've never seen it before. They don't know what to do with it. So they just do what they normally do and shuffle it on down the road. And now it's out of their hair, off their desk. That's why I stay out of gray areas. That's why I look at black and white. That's why I don't, I can sit here and I can give you same information Jeff's getting you. I have that information. I get it. You guys send it to me. I find it on my own. Now, when I find that information, I go back and vet it. Hey, is this something I can present on my show? Is it real? Can I, find the there? And if I can't, I blow it off. And most of that information are just dead rabbit holes to me, because I can go look for the source and I can't find it. Or if it is a source, it's somebody I've never heard of, or some arcane platform for social media that's masquerading as a legitimate news source. That's why you kind of come to me, because I'm going to tell you the truth. And if I don't know, I don't know. I'm fully capable, intelligent, and smart enough to stand up here and say, I don't know, but I'll go find out. I can tell you for a fact, I went to check this out, that I believe it was Rebecca stated that the Cherokee Nation is sovereign. Well, right next door, the Muskogee Creek Nation, which I am a citizenship of, it's a corporation. They incorporated it. Absolutely. It is not sovereign. Hey, baby girl, I know you're sweating me, and I got to run to the gym, folks. I've got to go get some type of a workout in today. I missed it last night. I had a guest come over. It was lovely enough to bring me dinner, and that was awesome. So thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. There you go. Now on these things, the dots. Okay. Just hang with me. Be patient. I will get all this for you. Get it ready. In fact, I tell you what, I will make it a point. I'm going to go ahead and put it in my calendar right here, right now, to get with John and Mary tomorrow and get the platform set up so we can get you guys rolling, whatever that looks like. I want you at least to be able to go do some research on this yourself, find out what this is all about, how it works. Because, I still don't know fully how it works. I have the basic premise theory, but I want to be real factual. I don't know if this is all that they offer, these individual categories that I expressed to you earlier in the video, or if they have more. I don't know. I'm ignorant. Lack of education. So I need to get educated. When I get it all together, thefearlessfloydshow.com/store. That's where you can go get that. If you're interested in Ann's books, I will probably be doing, I don't know if I'm going to do it. I guess I'll do a Black Friday 24-hour flash sale. And I don't know how I'll blow that out, but I've got plenty of softcover books in stock. So if you're looking for one of those, PDF as well, classes on Ann. We are writing a additional book on trusts, Ann and I, so it will incorporate more complex trusts. So if you're going to pick up a farm or a ranch or some type of estate like that, if you want a very complex revocable living trust that even goes into your DNA and, if you become incapacitated, how your estate and affairs should be handled, all that's in there. So we're going to put that together for you guys. And I need to run. I got to go to the gym. Got to go take my dog for a walk. I know you're over there just staring me down. She's such a good girl. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate it. If you want, you can go like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, leave a comment below. If you don't, that's fine too. I'm not tripping. I'm not here for viewers and subscribers and likes and shares and all that crap. I'm just going to sit here, continue to do what I do day after day. Nobody's going to tell me what to do. If somebody wants to shut me up, they're going to have to come beat me up. I have a First Amendment right to say whatever I want to say, except on YouTube. And I can't wait because, again, if you haven't yet, please do. I want you to go support my boy, Dr. Ed Group. And let me get over here and show it to you again. If you want to go nominate him and have somebody in Washington, D.C., in the United States Department of Health and Human Services on your side, please go nominate Dr. Edward Group, Doctor of Chiropractic for Team RFK Jr. Let's get him in here. Let's get a voice. If you don't know anything about Dr. Group, that is what his website is. I will post it right here, drgroup.com. So y'all can go check him out, his bio. His company is globalhealth.com. I should be an affiliate. And I was ready to do that when I was running my high noon show over a year ago, got burned out, and I just, I wasn't into it. So I did not do that. So go check out Ed. Please help support Ed getting to a position to where we no longer have toxicities in our life. And that's across every spectrum. I just want you guys to realize that. 5G, 6G, that crap. Yeah, all of it. So I'm very thankful and very grateful for everything. I live a divine life. I have really no schedule, no goals. I don't make plans to do stuff. I just come down here and do what I do day after day. So thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting my guests. Thank you for your critique, because I do take criticism, take it well, try to address things when I can. Again, this is my show. I created it. I run it. I have credits in IMDb, which is a database for people in the entertainment industry, mainly film and television. So this is a thing for me, and nobody else is going to come tell me how I'm going to run my show, who I'm going to have on my show, what we're going to talk about, who's going to talk and who's going to listen. It's just not going to happen. This could possibly be Jeff's last appearance on my show, sadly to say. And I know that's going to cause quite the stir. But there's a reason for that. And Jeff and I discussed that first thing this morning. And I told him that's fine. You don't have to come back on the show. I'm good with that. I'll live. I'll survive. I'll make it. I'll continue to do what I do. But I know a lot of you out there, y'all love Jeff. Y'all love hearing what he has to say. I do too. Even though I may not believe it, or it's in limbo, it's in flux. I can't make a decision one way or the other because I just don't have the facts. But I love hearing that stuff. And I love hearing Jeff tell it because, I'm cool with Jeff. Jeff's a good guy. Great demeanor, great character. I know, Rebecca, and I would listen. I would love to be able to tell you exactly why and what's going on, but I can't. So we're just going to leave it at that right there. And it's not my decision whether or not Jeff comes back on the show. It's Jeff's decision. Okay, 100%. Jeff is always welcome on my show anytime, anywhere. Doesn't matter what's going on. If he's got something breaking, hey, Floyd, I need to get on the show. And guess what? I'm going to stop what I'm doing and set everything up and get him live on the air. But there's going to be nobody that's going to hold anybody hostage regarding this show. Nobody's going to blackmail anybody behind my show. Nobody's going to create drama behind my show. Not in my life. It's not going to happen. I don't do drama. I don't do psychodrama. That's why I don't have a girlfriend. That's why I don't want one, because most of them are freaking psycho. You piss them off and they go into the stratosphere with their insanity. And I always say, actions speak much louder than words. So you don't have to hear my words. The actions speak for themselves. And in AA, we have this little saying that little things become big things. And then once they become so big, it's beyond your capability to handle it because you allowed it to build up and take over your life when it was just a bunch of little small things that you should have taken care of, but you didn't. So as we approach this great jubilee, the restoration of freedom, no need for, having to work for your money. You'll be able to help humanity. It'll be set for generations. You're going to run across people that are want to do deals with you. And I'm going to urge you, whether they're friends, family, foe, you better be careful who you do business with. You better be careful what kind of relationship you have and who you have them with. Because if somebody will go ballistic over such a minor issue, a very small thing, imagine when you got some really big things at risk. When you start dealing with $100,000 multi-million-dollar deals. Character, honor, good faith, and clean hands. If I make a commitment to you folks, I do everything I can to fulfill that commitment to you. If I don't, I apologize or I try to find some remedial action. There's only one thing that's good with me, is my word. I give you my word. I give you my honor. I give you my truth. I swear to tell truth, whole truth, nothing but truth, so help me God. That's all I have is my word. All I have is my truth. All I have is my honor. I brought that with me from prison out here into the world, and nobody's going to besmirch it. That's why I'm so transparent, so open about everything. Because nobody's ever going to blackmail me. Nobody's going to be able to hold anything over my head. I'm not going to allow that to happen. I'm not going to put myself in that position again. I did it once. And I had a horrible relationship with a woman. Horrible. I wanted to commit suicide every living, waking moment. All I want to do is take my rigging rope, go throw it around the tree in the backyard, and freaking hang myself. That's how sick that relationship was. And I'm not going to do it to myself again. I'm not going to allow my friends my associates, my business partners to be put in that position by anybody. So progressing forward into the future, once you, have a little something that somebody else wants, because somebody wants a piece of my show undeservingly, and they're not going to get it because I cut everything off. If it's a cancer, it's gone. I don't need it in my life. I'm perfectly happy doing what I do day after day after day. I don't need friends. I don't have to have friends. Friends are very disappointing because you have high expectations for people. Because I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. If I'm incapable of doing it, I'm going to say, hey, I can't do that. I don't know how. You want to show me, I'm going to try to do it for you. I'm not going to tell you I'm going to do it and then can't do it. Or go do it and then show you the results, and the results are half-ass. And now you're disappointed with the results. So take this as a final notice. I'm done. End of story. Don't need people in my life that are going to cause drama, strife, where I have to wake up in the morning. First thing I hear is a whole bunch of bullshit that I had nothing to do with. Wasn't my idea. It was all thrown on me, and they were going to help me out, and they didn't. They reneged on their end of the deal. And now they're like, want to hold me and Jeff accountable. So that's about the story that I'm going to give you with Jeff and his potential next appearance on my show. Whether it comes on, I don't know. Can't tell you. Like I said, this is a 100% Jeff decision. Open invitation to come on the show anytime, Jeff. If not, we're still going to remain friends. We're still going to do stuff. He just won't be on the show. But I could probably get updates and come on the show saying, yeah, from my unnamed source, and relay the information. But I'm sure most of you gals out there would just rather see Jeff instead of me. So basically, the moral of the story is, please be careful who you associate with. Because sometimes you never know what the true motives are until you see these people in action, and then you know what they're really about. They're actually very dangerous. Somebody that you should never associate with. And that's where I'm at. Thanks for being here. Y'all have a good night. If I don't see y'all before next week, y'all have a safe and happy weekend. Make America great again. Make America healthy again. Please don't forget to go nominate Dr. Edward Group to be on the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s team to make America healthy again. Thank you, everybody.